it's alright with you, I'll rip this head joint apart. If it's alright with you, I'll rip this head joint apart. If it's alright with you, I'll rip this head joint apart. If it's alright with you, I'll rip this head joint apart.
Welcome everybody to Break the Mold podcast. I'm your host, Zach Peterson, founder, CEO of Tattooed and Successful. Make sure to give us a follow on IG at Tattooed and Successful Co. Episode 4, TS Studios with me. I was kind of excited to do this one from the beginning of doing podcasts when we brought this back, but just wanted to wait a little while to have you guys on. So with me today, we have Jeremy and Sal. If you guys can plug your IGs first, I like to do that real quick.
Plug it?
Yeah.
Say it?
Yes, please.
At Earl Tattoos.
Hi guys, I'm Sal. Find me on IG on Salvador. That's SALVADOIR.
Perfect. Thank you guys. So you guys are a part of TS Studios. Before that, you were a part of, what was yours called? Lightseed?
Yeah, bro. So
What was it called?
Light Seeds Tattoo.
Lightseed's Tattoo. So you guys, for those of you that don't know, Sal is Jeremy's apprentice. Sal's been tattooing for just over a year now. And they started from, I went to Jeremy originally, and then shortly after the building opened, or before the building even opened, we talked about coming to TS Studios.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, talk about Lightseed for a sec.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I had that was a private studio that I had, and I had that for like, I think it was 5 years and a few months. I think before this place was open, we were coming up on like the 5-year anniversary for that place, but that was my private studio.
And you were there by yourself for 4.5 of that.
For the majority of the time there. I think Sal might have even been there for like almost a year, but like when he first came in, he was just doing videography for me.
My first appointment, you were just doing videography.
Yeah.
That's when I first met you.
So that's kind of how that started. That was like a really big intro to like how he got familiar with tattoos, and we'll talk about that more. But yeah, I had that place for like 5 years. I used to work at a street shop like in Meridian. Did that for a little while. Wasn't quite the environment for me, but like when I guess I wanted to get more serious about tattooing instead. Like at street shops, you're tattooing like a lot of quick walk-in things. You know, they're like bammer tats. They're just
and it's hard to get to where you want to do what you truly want to.
Yeah, it's a good place to like make some money and like turn some stuff over. But if you're trying to create more artful work, there's a lot of distractions in there. So when I went private, that's probably when I noticed like the biggest growth in my career, because I was able to like really focus on what I was doing.
When you were working at the street shop, were you doing color?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I can. Yeah, no, right now I pretty much only tattoo like black and gray realism, but I know how to do almost everything. Yeah, to like a certain degree.
That's just kind of your realm that you fell in. And that kind of happens to everybody, I feel like.
Yeah. So like initially before I started tattooing, when I was just like making art, you know, like as a teenager or whatever, it was realism and it was colorless because it was like I would mainly draw with pencils.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know why. Like I would try to do other things and it was fun, but like I would always kind of revert back to that. So then when I started tattooing, I kind of was trying out everything and then I kind of fell back into that, and this is what comes most natural.
So you started art like really young age.
Yeah.
Being into it. Like
for sure. Yeah. I was definitely like that like kid that like as soon as you could draw, like I was drawing, like coloring and making things and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's sick. And you guys grew up together.
Yeah.
So did you watch that kind of happen? Like, because you guys have kind of always been boys, right?
Yeah. I'm actually from Boise, and when I moved out to Caldwell, that's when I met this guy. I was like 15 years old. Crazy story, actually. I tell the story all the time because it's hilarious. But when I first moved out there, it was just such a different pace out there, you know, for better or worse over there. But I was just like a new kid, and I remember there was this really cute girl that was into me. And at the lunchroom, I remember she just like, me and her were talking, right? And I was just like new kid, just like, okay, cool, this is dope. I'm talking to her. Out of nowhere, this guy just comes walking up the ramp, puts his hand over the girl and goes, "Hey, what's up, dude? Have you met my girl?" And just walks away.
Ouch.
And I was like, that was like my...
Dude, I didn't even know that like what was happening in that moment. It was Gabby, right? Mm-hmm. Shout out Gabby. Hope you're doing well. But I think she just got married actually, so that's cool. But
congratulations.
I just saw her,
Gabby.
and that was just like someone that I would always just like she was just a homie, and I had no idea who he was or like what was happening.
You're just fucking with him?
Dude, I didn't even know that was happening. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't trying to steal his freaking thunder.
It was my welcome to Caldwell moment. Yeah. It was I like to call it yours. It was my we're not in Kansas anymore moment for me. So But yeah, I mean, I met this guy like a long time ago, and yeah, he was always into art. His art was always like super dope.
Were you then?
I was somewhat into art. Yeah, I drew. My dad is actually like a crazy painter. So
Okay.
I grew up with a lot of like influence in not just art as far as like drawing or painting, but like music, movies. Like I was just the culture in general. My dad would just always be putting me onto like everything. And I think that in general made me pretty artistic, maybe not the best technically when like drawing or everything, but I always had a pretty creative mind. And so sometimes I would like dabble in drawing. We took drawing together. We had like the same drawing class. He was obviously like levels higher, but I've always kind of dabbled in different kinds of art. But I feel like I fell more into like the videography and the photography side of things because my dad was also a videographer and photographer.
And you're talented at it.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Of course. Yeah. So you then, most people don't know, like you went to college though for something completely different.
Yeah. So I think so. It's kind of like an interesting like path
because you were tattooing, right?
Yeah. So I was in high school. I was planning on being an art major, and so like a little bit of background about me is like I had a super humble upbringing. Like family didn't have a lot of money, but you know we did the best we could.
Right.
I was the first person to go to a legit 4-year college out of my family, so there wasn't a lot of insight on like how to approach that when it was my time to go. So in high school, I knew that I wanted to go for art, some type of art. So I spent like all of like the later years in high school kind of developing a portfolio and working towards that. And in my mind, I was like, to be the best artist, I got to go to the best art schools. So I applied to like all of like the most prestigious art schools.
All East Coast.
Yeah, in the US at that time. And like I was like pleasantly surprised where I got into like a lot of them. But when they started sending tuition letters, it was like $60K for a year. Yeah. Like I wasn't even thinking about tuition. I was just like so starstruck by going to, you know, just to.
Like I'm going to college.
Yeah, for art, woo. You know, I didn't think about any of the logistics. So like when I got those tuition letters, I was like, oh shit, like how am I going to pay for this? You know, like scholarships and stuff covered some, but like if it covered like 30 grand a year,
still 30
more left. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? So, like ultimately, like I just didn't feel prepared. And so I decided not to go right out of high school. But like that summer out of high school is when I started tattooing. Okay. That's where I got my start. And then like did that for a while. I like didn't learn professionally that first summer, which is like not very safe, but I had, you know, I had a cousin that was doing like kitchen tats, bro. I don't recommend it to anyone that's like listening to this. There's definitely a way.
It's funny that that's how you started and you are so OCD clean though.
Now? Yeah. Well, okay. Like I've always been super particular. Yeah. It's kind of like my fatal flaw, bro.
I know. I gave you shit that one time because you made me sign a form again and I was like, really?
Yeah, bro. It's like, I'm trying to like master that. You know, recently we were talking about like one of like the ultimate goal in life is like self-mastery. And like, that's my shit. I need to like know when to be particular and like when to call it.
Yeah.
But my cousin was doing kitchen tats. I was like, bro, show me that. Cause like he wasn't an artist. He was just like had the stuff to do it.
Yeah.
And so he was like
reusing needles.
Yeah, maybe, dude. I hope not. I don't know. I don't know.
No.
Everyone's good that got one. So
okay.
You know, we'll hope
everybody's safe.
Yeah. But like he showed me like the basics. And so I hit up my parents. I was like, give me a tattoo kit for my graduation. Then they got it, which was crazy. Because like to get professional equipment was, unless you were in the industry, was like
harder. Yeah, you can't just buy it off Amazon.
But my dad, like just like being like the freaking slick talker that he is, like finessed me like a professional tattoo machine.
Sweet.
So
you still have it?
I still have it. Yeah, it's dope. It's a scorpion.
Okay. You know? Oh yeah. You showed me that one.
But so my cousin showed me how to set it up, and then just like the very basics, like he gave me like probably a 20-minute crash course, and then I took all my stuff, and we had another homie that had a basement at his house, and we would just go and chill in his basement, and like I would just tattoo.
Perfect. From kitchen tattoos to basement.
Yeah,
tattoos.
yeah. I took it downstairs, bro.
Nice. No, then you went to Boise State, right?
Right. So then I was doing that. That's how I got my like hands in it. No, I did that. Wasn't good. Wanted to get good. Like I like could make a mark in the skin and it would stay there, but it wasn't legit. You know what I mean? It wasn't the right way. So I don't know what changed, but there was a point where I was like, I just want to get good at this. And so then I hunted down an apprenticeship, and that's where I learned professionally. So I did that for a while. I was there for like over a year. and then learning a bunch of art stuff. And I think for like the type of art I wanted to learn, like initially when I wanted to go to college, I wasn't learning that. So I was learning like tattoo style art, and it was super cool. But like the desire to learn more kept growing. So and then I would like go on, like after that would like kind of make me go explore, like getting back into school. So I would enroll at Boise State, and then I started super weird. I don't know why I did this, but I started in the engineering program there.
Okay.
Yeah. Did that for a little while. Was super like good at math, things like that. So like that was easy. It was just like so much of it that kind of like drained me. And so like after a semester, I was a double major. I added painting and drawing. So I was going to school for fine arts at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever want to go to college?
Dude, I went to community
Did you?
college for a semester.
Which one?
CWI.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
For what?
Just basic courses,
intro?
man. Yeah, like
Yeah.
same
General
with like,
studies.
same with like Jeremy, my very humble beginnings, first person in my family to go to college, couldn't really apply for, wasn't eligible for any sort of funds or anything. So everything I paid out of pocket. I worked for like a whole year, and I bought all my everything out of pocket. Man, that was, whew,
Yeah.
that was
So
something.
you both went to college. I went to college.
Yeah.
Would you go back?
Would I go back? Bro, I'm like actually pretty close to like having a degree if I went back, but what I would go back for would not be what my degree's like, almost wrapped up in.
Yeah. Would you go?
No, I probably wouldn't go back. I feel like I would probably, if I could do it all over, I probably would just find a trait right out of high school, whatever that is. I mean, I'd go back to school. I don't think I'd go back to like a 4-year school though. I'd find like whatever kind of trait, whether it be like barbering.
Wait, like do it all over or like go back at this point?
No, like do it all over. If you were to start over again coming out of high school, would you go to college?
Bro, fuck no, bro. What I would have done is just stayed tattooing.
The whole time?
I had
Oh, yeah.
homies that like we started together like at the shop I started at. Where
Is
I did
our
my
audio
apprenticeship.
producer's an educator? We're just shitting
Sorry.
on college.
Oh no, dude! If it's for you, go and explore it. Check
Yeah.
it out. If it doesn't feel right, keep it moving.
Yeah.
Like there's no shame in like quitting something that your heart's not in.
See, for me, I went only because of sports. If
Yeah.
I didn't play, schooling's very important in my family, especially to my father.
Yeah,
But if I didn't have sports, I don't necessarily think I go.
yeah. It's
It's not. I really don't like school.
yeah,
Like we went to a like leadership thing recently with one of our members, and they we were sitting there and they're talking and they started asking us questions and asking us to write stuff down. And I shit you not, like what kept flashing through my head was just getting up and walking out because I was like, I hate school so much. It's gonna be like PTSD of somebody like
Same.
telling me what to do about I'm just like, I can't handle this right now.
yeah. I legit.
And they're like, and they were calling on people to for their answers, and I was like,
you don't want to speak.
yeah, this is not what I wanted to do.
I have like nightmares like from time to time where like I'm not finished with a paper or like,
Yeah.
oh man, I'm not
gonna
going
be
to
late.
pass this final. Yeah, dude, that's super traumatizing. That's not about it.
So you wouldn't, and
Nah, I definitely
Great.
wouldn't. But it's not for everyone. I mean, I have a cousin who has her master's degree in social work, and she loves it, and it's her passion. And so,
But do you think she could have just got an internship for a year and then started working right away for social work?
I mean, I really don't know the path for that stuff, so I can't answer that question.
There's
but
certain things that like you require that.
But don't
degree.
you think you could probably learn in an online academy instead of?
Some things, bro? I feel like when you go into social work, that's a lot of mental health, and that's where you need to be certified in certain things.
I agree.
But as far as like trades, like what we do, anything creative, you could there's so much you can do just on your own, and free information online. You can learn anything on YouTube.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think I went to college for 5 years because I redshirted my first year because I had knee surgery.
Yeah.
And I think the only year 4 and 5 I really got stuff out of it.
Yeah.
Like 1 through 3, nothing.
I just think
It's all because they make you take all the intro shit, and then it's like, why did I?
Right.
And there's some classes that they're teaching that are just really, really stupid. Like accounting is still taught like long division on paper, writing out accounting sheets and shit like that. It's like, why don't we learn how to use like the 5 most popular softwares?
yeah.
True that.
I know you need to learn how to do it, but they also tell you how it's going to work in those systems as well in a much quicker form. And then people leave and they're like, I know how to do accounting, but I don't know how to use any of this equipment.
Right. Like
to
the
do it.
actual
It's
relevant
like-
stuff.
Yeah. So it's just like the application of the knowledge doesn't seem like it's as valuable as you pay for.
No, I definitely feel that. Probably like an outdated system too.
Yeah. How'd you get into tattooing?
Dude, so little backstory. I like left to Central California in 2019 for a job. I was working at an unnamed coffee business, and I was moving up pretty high up in there. And me and my girl at the time moved out there, and it was super dope. The only thing that was kind of a bummer was we moved during COVID, so I couldn't really do much of the California stuff. But I loved California. I thought it was a vibe, super creative place, super diverse place, great food. Things didn't work out for me out there, so I moved back. When I moved back, I just didn't like that. Even though I was putting so much time into this company, I didn't really have anything to show for it.
Where were you working?
I was working at Dutch Bros. So.
Oh, when you came back though, you were too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I came back. I just came back because I needed some money. I needed to figure something out. I was like, I need to get a trait that can be taken from me no matter what.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what do I like? I like videography. So I just started really diving deep into videography and studying it. And when I came back, Jeremy was doing pretty well with tattooing. And I just noticed that his social media was not really like as big as I thought it deserved to be for the art that he was producing. So I was like, dude, let me do your videography and photography. You don't even have to pay me. Just do a tattoo on me every once in a while. And so he was like, yeah, word, let's do it.
Yeah.
And so then,
you're like, great deal.
Yeah.
And this was before Reels really started popping off on IG. Like I don't even think Reels were really even out at that time.
I don't think they were.
No. So I taught myself how to do all the photography and videography myself. Dude, it took some time, but I did it. I adjusted to it. And then I pretty much just became Jeremy's like social media person. And he was like, dude, this is like going really well. You should just come work for me full time. I was like, totally do it. And so we were doing it and we started getting some traction from it. I started getting pretty good. We got like a camera. I loved it. Videography is like one of my favorite things to do. And it's super sick. I was like studying, I wasn't even studying videography. I was mostly studying like music videos, like lyrical lemonade music videos. I was studying like film, like understanding the concept of like color grading, like essentially how all films are color graded the same because it's very pleasing to the eye. So things like that. And that was the only inspiration I could get because no one else was making reels like that at that time, let alone tattoo reels. Like really, me and Jeremy would have conversations about like, dude, is it even okay for us to do this? Like, are other tattoo artists just gonna like shit on us for even making these type of videos? But we just kind of went with it. And it was pretty cool because I remember we started making progression. And there was like a time where like there was people in the industry that I would look up to because they would like have dope tattoos, they would have dope videos, and they would message Jeremy's account, and they would be like, "Dude, your videos are so sick."
Totally.
And I think just that validation, I was like, "Okay, let's get it." And yeah, man, I was just doing it, and then one day I was just like really watching Jeremy do the process, and I was like, "Dude, I think I could do tattoos, honestly." And that blind confidence. And I remember I was like so nervous to ask Jeremy for an apprenticeship, and finally I just did, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I think you could do it." And it's been that ever since.
That's tight.
There was a ton of people that would ask me for an apprenticeship before Sal.
It was fun because I got to watch, like, I remember when you were, struggling to do the tray.
Yeah.
Like, loading all the stuff on the tray.
The stations.
Yeah. And you were like helping him do this saran wrap on the chair because he was struggling to get it. And I was like, yeah, he's just getting going. And then like and this was when you were tattooing me pretty often.
Yeah.
So every time I came in, it was like he had gotten a little bit farther into it. And then he was over there like shading more. And then then he had like appointments. And then I was asking him every time I came in, how many have you done now?
Oh yeah. No, I remember every time he'd be like, 30. 50. Just keep going up.
Yeah, it was sick.
But no, that plastic is a bitch. For anyone that like deals with saran wrap, it's so hard
annoying
to get that stuff right.
Yeah.
But
so we got some events upcoming. This podcast airs after the block party.
okay.
But after that, we got the Boise Tattoo Convention on August 18th through 20th, which is downtown at the ICCU Arena. We're going to have a booth, not really a booth, a table with our clothes up there and stuff. You guys, I hope, can come down, walk around, check it out.
Yeah, we're definitely going to come hang out.
We're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're going to have the girls down there selling all day. And it's 3 days this time.
Oh, dope.
So that'll be cool. And then only a week later, we're at the air show at the Boise Airport, the Gowan Thunder show.
I've never been to that. So I'm definitely
It's sick, dude. Air shows are fun. Have you ever been to an air show?
I think I've seen one when I was younger, but
They're a lot of fun. There's one of those things where like we watch sports on TV and then you go to an event and you're like, holy shit. It's like we've all been on a plane and then we've watched planes fly over us. When you go to an air show and they're coming down to 500 feet off the runway and just ripping by and doing loops over you, and it's pretty wild.
Dude, I bet as a pilot, that is just like the craziest rush. Like doing stunts like that.
Yeah. So my dad's an air show pilot.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah. It's insane.
Have you ever been
Yeah.
in like while he's doing some crazy
Not
stuff?
while you can't be a passenger in it while he's doing an air show.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll go out to the desert and practice and do the same routine. We just
Damn.
can't do it over people.
How is it?
Yeah.
It's wild. It's insane.
Yeah.
You ever get sick from that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never thrown up from it. I get like lightheaded.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting.
Yeah. Are you hitting like G-force when you're like
Yeah.
doing that?
Yeah. So
That's
you
crazy.
like just that strain against that when you get done, if you haven't done it before, I was so dead.
Yeah.
So tired.
Because you're just like really tense the whole time.
Yeah, it's 4 Gs would be 4 times your weight.
Just
Yeah.
crushing on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Like have you
crazy.
watched videos of guys training and stuff doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And their
They just-
neck is just
Their face gets
Yeah.
all warped. They'll
Yep.
pass out on
Dude,
camera.
I just even imagine like, have you ever seen the videos of like the people on like the roller coasters that pass
Yeah.
out?
yeah.
Like wake
So have
back
you
up.
yeah, did you watch Top Gun, the new one?
Yeah.
You know when they're doing that weird like breathing and stuff?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Okay.
Like, that's real. Like you have to like suck air in quickly like that to keep it up in your diaphragm.
Yeah.
So it can keep blood up in your head.
Damn.
And then you wear this suit that squeezes your legs and like your core to squeeze blood up into your
Oh, that's
up your
crazy.
chest and into your
Gosh,
head.
That's crazy.
Otherwise, like what first happens is your vision usually changes to like black and white, and then it like either closes in like this or closes like this or like this,
And it's
depending on who
lights
you
out.
are.
Yeah.
You're not out.
You're just
The blood's out of your head.
in a different world at that
Yeah,
point.
you're conscious though. You're breathing. You're fully conscious, but you can't see.
Dude,
Yeah.
I can like feel that. I think I can like feel that right
Yeah,
now. I'm like,
it's insane.
playing right now.
Yeah, it's wild. Well, you should get you guys up there.
Dude, I'm down.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I spoke too soon. Yeah.
Let's get him on there.
Maybe.
Let's
maybe.
vlog it.
When you guys come to the air show, that you can see what they do. And
Yeah,
see if you
I'm
wanna
down
do it.
for a chill plane ride.
I think
No,
we should do a
I-
TS day with my dad.
I need to see this guy go on a loop.
Just everybody goes.
Just one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loop.
Go do like a
Chandler
30-minute
does a loop.
flight.
I'm trying to go second. So
Chan
your
Chan?
dad's like
Can
nice and
Chan go
warmed up.
first? I need
Yeah.
a loop. I need a loop. I need a loop.
I'm good.
All right,
This
we're-
is the Loop King over
Yeah,
here.
you're
bro.
right.
I'm the Loop King.
No, he's Loop Junior. His dad is
Yeah.
the Loop
I'm
King.
mini loops. I'm mini loops. All right. So TS Studios has been going now. You guys moved in
The end of March.
end of March.
Yeah.
So April, May, June, July. Almost we're at 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
How's
gone
it
by
been?
so quick.
It
It's gone
is
by
crazy
so
how fast it's gone.
Yeah. I feel like time in general is just like going quicker and quicker.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, it's been super good, man. We're settled in. It's nice. Everyone that comes through is like, bro, this is sick.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're all tripping out on the floor.
Yeah. That's what you and I have talked about that before, where we get kind of not complacent isn't the right word, but just used to the fact of like the building and the floors and like, and then
Yeah.
people come in and they're like, holy shit. And you're like, oh yeah, the floors are
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
That's
Or
like,
you walk on them
yeah.
every day and you kind of forget.
Well, that's like with anything in life, right? Like
Yeah,
you
for
just
sure.
like, no, whatever you get it's like you're seeking more and more. You
Yeah.
don't stop and smell the roses sometimes. But
Yeah.
like sometimes, yeah, I come in here and I'm just like, damn.
I am in this
I am in
palace.
here right now.
Yeah. It's a sick vibe in here, especially with like once we added the LEDs and the floor got finished and the stores kind of built itself out.
Yeah, the sound system.
Sound system.
Yeah. That's
It's a
super
vibe.
cool.
So how much are you tattooing now, Sal?
How much? Well,
How often? You're tattooing almost every day, I feel like.
I try to tattoo every single day. It's
like every
just
day you want to. It seems like you could have an appointment. at this
definitely,
point.
definitely. I'm just in this point in my career when me and Jeremy have talked about this, where I can tattoo a lot with the skills that I have, and I can either choose to tattoo that, or I can choose to not tattoo and grow the skills in other ways to bring back other tattoo clients. So
Right.
it's like a healthy balance. And I'm right now I'm in this point where it's like I'm really balancing the tattooing with the skills I do have and developing more skills.
New ones.
It's like there's
How's
so
he
many.
doing?
He's killing it. Yeah.
Wait, if he's the apprentice, you're the
mentor.
mentor,
Yeah.
master. I think we should say master.
He's my grasshopper.
Yes.
No, bro, it's like he's killing it. Tattooing, just there's so many different faces to it. It's like you got to learn the application so you can make the tattoo stay in the skin. There's the art side of it. There's like the marketing side of it. Social media is like its own monster. So there's like so many different things. And when you're getting started, you're trying to attack like all of that at the same time, and it can be overwhelming. But
I think it'd be sick especially if we were to add another artist, which that's something you and I have talked about.
totally, yeah.
So if we add another artist, it'd be sick if we had basically like the front desk person be like your guys' manager.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, the front desk people, whoever's working, like shout out to all the girls that have been in, but they're super good about like your clients here. Do you want me to bring them back? They're super.
We had like a little waiting lobby basically.
They're super good
Yeah,
at that.
I
yeah.
love. So at the last studio, like what we were talking about earlier, the
Yeah.
private studio I had, there was no waiting area.
No.
So I would like text or email clients like, when you get here, just wait in your car until it's time for you to come up because there's nowhere for you to sit.
Yeah.
I love this, bro. I'll be in the back just like casually getting stuff prepped. It's like, like no stress at all because I know they're like chilling in the front.
Yeah, and even if you take them back there, we got the couch and the chairs now and the TV. And
Yeah, like some of the repeat clients get super cozy and they'll just go to the back immediately. And I still want to get away from them. So then I just run upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm just hiding from them.
Yeah, and we got the little like mini break room downstairs. You guys got the printer and everything, which worked out nice.
Worked out perfect. It really made me feel superficial. I think like the first time that I had a client and Mac came back and was like, "Your client's here," and I was like, "Oh, okay.
That's kind of cool."
I do have a client.
Yeah, like that phrase. So when do you think we're going to add another one?
I think probably like after this event. So a couple things with like my own workload. I'm like getting ready to open up my book soon. That's going to happen after the warehouse sale, the block party that we're doing.
I need to hop on there.
Yeah, dude, I want to get you in. There's so many people around here that I want to tattoo. So I'll probably shout that out to the group chat before I open it up to the public.
Perfect.
But I want to get through that, get through the warehouse sale, do a couple of those things. And then when my schedule chills out a little bit, I'll probably start promoting that we're looking for someone.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this will air after the block party, but nonetheless, I'm stoked to do it again. It's going to be sick.
The block party?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. It's going to be a good time.
It's gonna be super.
Yeah, I just think it's a cool thing. Like building this, I hate saying building this building, constructing this building was really fun, but watching what it's been able to turn into, because obviously the tattoo studio wasn't like an original plan for that area. We had planned to use it more as like multi-studio.
Right.
But it's thought like it kind of fit. After we had you guys here for the grand opening, it was like, kind of feels normal that there should be tattoos going on in here.
What's a tattoo brand, dude? It's such a big part of it, like to be able to have that in-house studio.
Yeah.
And the space is like, it's plenty big back there. Even when people are doing shoots, I think like you guys were dropping like a women's like athletic wear. Chan was shooting like, I think there was like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 models. I don't know. There was a couple girls back there, but even with all of that, Sal had a client, I had a client, dude, it was still chilling, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's like just your area back there is almost 1,000 or like 1,200 square feet. So
I feel like we definitely need to do like a tour of the tattoo studio so people can see it. Because we just keep talking about it being in the back, like,
That'd be cool. Yeah, we make a reel for Tattoo and Successful that like showcases the studio.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
Yeah,
but
add that to the calendar. Make a reel talking about like TS Studios and like a kind of like what it'd be like for your appointment, but post it on Tattoo and Successful, and then collab with them. Really?
I didn't know that.
Like 5 or 6 people, so we could collab. You, like everybody.
That'd be sick.
That's dope.
Yeah. Definitely throw Mac on there. She did 4 gems in the last 2 days.
Yeah, shout out Mac,
She
man.
did a few the other day. She was killing
Stoned
it.
by Mac.
Stoned by Mac.
Yeah,
I might get one.
she's killing it.
I'm gonna get my teeth whitened again, and then I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I've watched her do a couple of those and she kills it. She also gives like a great customer service. I think we were talking about that. She's so friendly with people.
She's good at it.
Yeah.
It's cool to see her like that,
I know. I remember when I told you, I was like, yeah, I hired Mac as my assistant. And you were like, oh, it's not who I thought you would have hired, but how's it going? Like, I bet she's good at it.
Dude,
I was like, yeah, she just works fucking hard.
She's super chill, bro. I think like in the day-to-day, she's kind of, just doing her own thing. But like to see her like really open up to clients like that, it was dope.
Yeah, she's great when she works the store too or events. Like the warehouse sales, she'll be running all over the place running shit. So
yeah, she's getting it.
Yeah. So I like to do since we're tattooed and successful, I like to talk about success a lot and what the definition of success means to you or what that looks like for you. So if you guys want to each say like what your definition of success is or what success looks like to you.
I think I could go first, Jeremy.
Yeah, go first.
I think the definition of success for me is just in general, just doing something that you love and, being able to provide for you and your family. And just being happy in general and just living life. I think, sometimes people get really focused on goals, which is really good too, but you really gotta enjoy life for what it is. Not like be serious when you need to be serious, but also like know when to not
Slow
be
down.
serious.
Yeah, like you said earlier.
Yeah, enjoy life. Like I think serious moments in life come. And so it's like if you're not in one of those really serious moments, then like be lighthearted, enjoy it.
Yeah.
That energy. I think for me, as far as like my goals, man, we were just talking about this on the car right here. Man, I have like pretty definite goals. I think for me, success would be being a well-established artist, probably making something artful outside of tattoos.
We also talked about this in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, like making some clothing stuff, like doing tattoos. Honestly, even like being able to like pay my mom's rent on
Would
a
be
monthly
sick.
basis
That'd be sick.
to me, that's like one thing that's like on that board. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
like just, I think we've talked about like
Yeah.
the brown tax. So
Yeah.
I think that would fill out my brown tax thing.
Helping
But
out
yeah,
moms.
yeah. Helping
That'd
out
be cool.
moms, getting a nice car.
Yeah. Get some Idaho plates.
Yeah, get some. I don't know. I like kind of having California plates. People always
Really?
like,
With no tinted windows, you like having that? You
Yeah.
like getting flipped off all the time?
People staring them down.
yeah. It's like I'm the most Boise kid you can meet. I was born and raised here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
They don't know that.
they don't know exactly, but that's why it's the ego in me.
Yeah. What about you?
Dude, I don't know how I would define it, but what comes to mind initially is I feel like I'm in a place that I worked really hard to get to, right? Being able to like help my family do the tattoos that like I always wanted to do, like being able to do that.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. So I worked towards that stuff for a long time, but as I've like gotten to this place, my life has just somehow gotten busier. Like there's all of these obligations and things require time. And like, I think lately I've really been feeling the rush of life. So I think a success for me right now is just learning how to master that,
Yeah.
and just, I've been feeling spread thin like a lot lately, or just like in the past, that's kind of been like a trend. Like as I've been trying to do more, there's just more obligations.
Yeah.
So I think mastering that and like knowing when to put my energy into things and when
Where.
to just, and where and how
Yeah.
much,
I feel that.
I think for me right now, that's the success that I'm looking for in my life, because there's still more that I want to do. So it's like, how could I do more if I can't manage what I have now?
Right.
And so that for me right now, that's kind of
Little
where
work-life balance.
totally. Yeah. And I got like a huge family. So it's
I
like,
know. I think we talked about this a little while ago about there's just so many things to go to with the family and what do you prioritize, and telling them no is so hard, but sometimes you just have to because you're like, I just need a little time.
Yeah, dude.
I had a
just
long day.
managing those things for
Yeah.
me right now, that's where I want to be successful. But
I think a lot of that's setting up the boundaries though, like with your own family, which sometimes is the most difficult.
dude, those are hard, man.
Yeah.
And they don't really ask for anything. I
Yeah.
kind of am the one that's like, I want to do this for you. I
So you
want
need to
be
set up
there.
the boundaries for yourself.
Dude, it's hard. I have
Yeah.
I have hardcore oldest child syndrome, bro.
Okay.
Looking after other people, trying to be
Yeah.
a caretaker. Like it's really
The
so
leader.
it's so clear now.
I
But
hope my sister does that sometime.
is she your older sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like take
She's
care
a
of me.
doctor. I'd love that.
Oh, that'd be
She
sick.
would
bro.
hit you up.
Yeah. I got you this.
I don't know. Like getting older, you kind of realize like how you were programmed, like unknowingly growing up. Like all that stuff starts to reveal itself to you.
Yeah.
So
You're like, damn, that childhood shit really.
yeah. That's why
It's
I
hard.
am the way I am. So
Yeah.
for me, that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like even like, I feel like that part of you is like so respectable. Like for me, because I'm just like, it's just not that I don't already have that, but it's like, dude, what did J. Cole say? You ain't really on unless all your people are on.
Yeah.
That's facts. You know what I mean? It's like, I remember Jeremy was once we were having a conversation about like achieving certain goals financially. And it was like, how can I enjoy these if my people are over here? And it's like facts, like,
Yeah. It's hard.
Mhm.
Yeah. I feel that. Well, here's another question.
Okay.
Always we do this at the end, but what's the worst advice you're given and what's the best advice you've been given?
I have to think about this one.
The worst advice.
I think, by the way, side note, I think one of you should tattoo the Wembanyama smack since we talked about that.
You're going to get it?
No.
Okay. Well, bro.
I think you should do it.
Yeah. No, that one probably be on the house. We'll make a TikTok out of it. Probably go viral.
Yeah.
Put us on.
I like it.
Oh, man. The worst advice. It's not really advice so much as a question, but this kind of ties into my career too. But like, what would people think of that? Or
Yeah.
that whole concept
Yeah.
is probably the worst. Like, never question that shit. Like,
No.
So in turn, like
It should be, how would you feel about that? Not,
dude.
what do other people think about it?
Yeah. It's never something that you should be super conscious of. Maybe if you're being like weird.
Reckless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the flip side
Within
of that,
reason.
like the best advice I could give or have been given at some point in my life is probably just be true to yourself.
Mhm.
You know, like as long as you're not hurting anyone, maybe you're a little weird, you like to do things a little different, do that. Like if that brings you
Do
fulfillment.
boo-boo. Yeah.
So I think like bad advice or like bad things to keep in mind is what would people think. Instead, just be true to yourself, do your thing.
Yeah. What about you?
I think the same, man. Like, I think especially
You can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
definitely
get.
not.
How about I'll give like.
There's no piggyback answers.
Okay.
Do you want us to come back to you?
Yeah. Please come back to me.
What's yours?
Ooh, mine
Yeah.
always kind of change.
Yeah.
No.
I think a lot of the worst advice things for me are the kind of negative behavior things taught growing up. Kind of like you said, like what would people think, or you should worry about like what perception that gives to people, and
Right.
yeah, how would that ever like basically like being modest, like be like I do think you need to be humble and you need to be modest and you need to be realistic, but also like chopping people's ideas down consistently is just not the way to go.
Dude, I feel that.
But that's kind of like why I don't like school, to be honest, because it's so confining.
right.
It's so particular. It's so like single laned for
Yeah.
the most part.
Dude, yeah, you
And
just
I went to a
gotta-
liberal arts college.
I almost
and it's
went
still
to that.
that way.
You went to C of I, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost.
I know
went
because we
there.
talked about this, that we probably ended up at some parties together.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
definitely were at some parties
Probably.
together.
Yeah.
Good chance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I feel that, man. You should never restrict yourself. And
No.
like, especially if you're feeling restricted.
Yeah.
And get yourself right and don't project that, you know?
And then the best one, I think, I don't know. I like the what if it could turn out better than you thought.
Dude, I love
I like that saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's always like, for me, I'm extremely hard on myself, mentally, on my body, everything. And then even harder on myself in a business sense. So sometimes I have to sit back and look and be like, well, what if this doesn't, because I tend to be like pessimistic about things to be safe, not because I want to be negative, but just because I am scared to go the other direction. Right.
Right.
And so I think sometimes I need to like kind of counteract that with a little like positive influence and saying like, well, what if it goes like just as you think it could go bad and you're preparing for that, what if it goes the other direction? And sometimes having that good energy, I think, helps the situation.
100%, bro. I feel like it's whatever you put into it is what it's going to be. So if you're putting all that nervous energy or like that pessimistic thinking.
I know you probably know this. What's the saying that says like, don't be upset about the results you got for the work you didn't put in or something like that? Yeah. I like that one. That's a good quote.
I think now that I really, dude, honestly, like, I think it's not bad advice, and I hate the way this is gonna sound, but like, I'm very fortunate that like I may have not grown up with a lot of money, but like my parents were always like super like you can do whatever you want as long as you put the work in.
Yeah.
And so they always push me. So I feel like I've always had this like confidence of like, yeah, I can do whatever it is. I just have to put the time in. But I think like for me, it's something that I kind of think about when creating anything. It's like, are people going to like this?
Mhm.
And, you know, I feel like I bring that up to Jeremy all the time. And, you know, he just always reminds me like, why does it matter?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Do you like it?
Yeah. Do you like it?
I know. I sense that sometimes. I'll come in there and he's drawn something. He's like, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna, if I post it, if people like it. And I'm like, no, that's fucking sick.
Yeah. It's hard, bro. When you're so close to something and you're just staring at it, you probably get this way with your own craft. You know, like, is this good?
Yeah.
You know, is this what it needs to be?
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of the what if it could turn out better than you thought.
That's where you got to turn that switch on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think the best advice is very simple. Come correct. I think that's like with anything, man. Like whatever you do in life, just make sure that you're prepared for everything. Because this world will finesse you if you do not come 100% most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever you're doing, come correct and you'll be fine.
Yeah. I like that one.
I like that too.
Sick. Well, thank you guys for being on.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you guys taking some time after work to do this. It's been sick having you guys in here. I can't wait to see what the studio continues to do, continues to grow to, and what you two continue to grow to, especially with your growth over the next few years. Will be really cool to see.
Yeah, it's going to be
Appreciate
sick.
it,
We're
man.
stoked, man.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Yes, sir.
If it's alright with you, I'll rip this head joint apart. If it's alright with
Thank you for listening to the Break the Mold podcast. This podcast was produced by Tattooed and Successful. Sound production and editing by Dusty Hamlin with Side Yard Media. Video production and editing by Chandler Thornton. If you have any questions about this episode or Tattooed and Successful at all, please email info@tattooedandsuccessful.com or send us a message on IG.